Okay, so get this. Imagine telling your robot to make you scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
And it actually does.
Wow.
Not from like preset instructions, but by understanding what you mean, like figuring out how to crack the eggs and navigating your kitchen.
That's right.
That's what we're diving into today.
Yeah, this idea of general purpose AI for robots.
Yeah, so not just robots that are programmed to do one thing, but like a universal brain for robots.
Exactly.
And leading the charge is this company Physical Intelligence and their Pi Zero AI model. And, this isn't just some like incremental upgrade.
Right.
This is causing a stir so big that Jeff Bezos himself led a massive investment round.
Yeah, what's really exciting here is this idea that Pi Zero is designed to be, like you said, a universal brain for robots.
Yeah.
It can learn and adapt to a wide range of tasks, unlike traditional robots that are kind of stuck doing just one specific function.
So no more like robots just, welding car parts over and over and over.
Exactly. Pi Zero learns by doing just like we humans do. It's trained on huge data sets of images, text, and actions.
So it can actually understand instructions.
Right. Can understand instructions, interpret surroundings.
And act accordingly.
Exactly.
So what can it actually do now?
Well, it's not quite ready to take on MasterChef just yet.
Okay.
But, I mean, the things it can do now are pretty remarkable.
Like what?
It's been shown to fold laundry bus tables.
Wait, folding laundry?
And even assemble boxes.
Like fitted sheets?
All tasks that, require...
Like you can't even fold a fitted sheet.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
It requires dexterity and an understanding of these complex sequences, which traditional robots really struggle with.
So is it just following pre-programmed movements, or is it like understanding the concept of folding?
That's the key difference here. It's about understanding the concept of folding.
Okay.
And that's where this power of general purpose AI comes in. It's not just about specific tasks. It's about developing this foundational understanding of how the physical world works.
So like teaching robots common sense, which I feel like would be really hard.
It's really hard.
So how does Pi Zero learn all of this?
Well, data is like the fuel that powers these robot brains.
Okay.
The more real-world data Pi Zero is exposed to, the more it learns and improves.
So are they just like waiting around for the data, or?
And that's the really interesting thing is physical intelligence isn't just waiting around for the data. They're actually actively building their own data sets.
Really?
Creating these scenarios for these robots to learn from.
So they're not just training the robots, they're like building entire learning environments for them.
Exactly. They're creating this wealth of data on how robots can interact with objects, spaces, and instructions.
Which is key to developing AI that's robust and adaptable.
Right.
Okay.
And then that data feeds back into the model, making it smarter and more capable.
So it's like a constant feedback loop of learning and improvement.
Right.
But how do they even capture all that data? It seems like a lot.
It is a massive undertaking. And this is where the advancements in AI, specifically in visual processing, are playing a really crucial role.
Okay.
This allows for this sophisticated data capture.
So they can see.
Essentially giving robots the ability to see and understand their environment in a way that was impossible before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the better their visual processing is, the better they can understand the world.
Right.
And then they can create better data for them to learn from.
Exactly.
Okay, I have to ask, with all of this learning, are we getting closer to AGI?
AGI, that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah, is this like a stepping stone to that?
And it's a question that physical intelligence is tackling directly. Their stated goal is to create AGI.
Okay.
AI that rivals human intelligence across the board.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet, but you can't deny the progress that we're seeing with Pi Zero.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting and scary.
It is.
Okay, let's shift gears for a second and talk about the massive investment that Pi Zero has attracted. We've talked about Bezos, but there's some other big names involved. OpenAI. Why are these tech giants pouring so much money into this?
I think it shows the immense potential that they see in this technology.
Okay.
Businesses are constantly looking for ways to enhance efficiency and reduce costs, and general-purpose robots offer a pretty compelling solution.
Yeah, I mean, from warehouses to restaurants, I can see the applications are pretty endless.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with labor costs rising and this growing demand for automation, the market for this type of technology is just going to explode.
Right.
But I think there's something more to this investment than just, a quick return.
What do you mean?
I think these investors, especially someone like Bezos, are looking beyond immediate applications.
Okay.
They're envisioning this future where these robots are not just tools,
Okay.
but they're collaborators,
Yeah.
capable of working alongside humans in these more complex and dynamic ways.
So it's not about robots replacing us. It's about us working together.
It's exactly
Okay.
finding that synergy between human ingenuity and robotic capability.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we get into those implications, I want to know a little bit more about the founders of physical intelligence. What makes them uniquely qualified to tackle this challenge?
Well, the founding team is this really fascinating blend of expertise.
Okay.
You have Carol Houseman, a former robotic scientist at Google. He brings this deep knowledge of building complex systems.
Okay.
And then there's Sergey Levine, a professor at UC Berkeley. His research focuses on how AI can learn from real-world interactions.
Right.
And then finally, you have Laker Groom, a former executive at Stripe. He brings this keen understanding of building successful tech businesses.
That's a pretty incredible team.
It is a dream team.
And it sounds like this is just the beginning of their journey. I can't wait to see what they achieve next.
Me neither.
This has been an incredible start to our deep dive into the world of general-purpose AI for robots. We've covered how this technology is changing the game, from robots learning to fold laundry to the potential for AGI and the massive investments fueling this revolution, but we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
In the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore the wider implications of this technology, from its impact on the future of work to the ethical considerations we need to address. It's a conversation you won't want to miss.
It's going to be good.
All right, stay tuned.
Okay.
Welcome back. We just explored the incredible capabilities of Pi Zero and how it's really like pushing the boundaries of what robots can do.
Yeah, it's really amazing stuff.
But now I'm kind of curious about the bigger picture. Like, what could this mean for our everyday lives?
Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
The potential impact of this tech is vast. I mean, it could really touch everything from how we work to how we live.
So let's start with work, because I think a lot of people are worried about robots taking their jobs. And it's easy to see why, when you hear about robots folding laundry and stuff.
Yeah, it's a valid concern. And it's important to acknowledge that, like any disruptive tech, this is going to lead to some shifts in the labor market.
Okay.
But history shows us that these advancements, they also create new jobs.
Yeah.
New opportunities.
Okay, so it's not necessarily robots like stealing our jobs, but it's more of a shift in the types of jobs that will be in demand.
Exactly. As robots get better at handling routine tasks,
Okay.
we'll probably see more demand for those human skills that are harder to automate.
Like what?
Things like creativity and critical thinking,
Yeah.
problem-solving, complex communication. Those are areas where humans will continue to excel.
So instead of being scared of robots, we should be focusing on developing the skills that complement them.
Right. It really highlights the importance of lifelong learning and adaptability.
Okay.
And it also opens up these exciting possibilities for collaboration between humans and robots.
Like working together. Okay, so instead of them replacing us, it's more like finding ways to work together, leverage each other's strengths.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, think about a construction site
Okay.
where robots handle like the heavy lifting and the precise measurements, while the human workers focus on the more intricate and creative parts of the design.
Right. Or like a hospital
Is it
where
what-
robots assist with surgeries, and that frees up the surgeons to focus on patient care and decision-making.
Right.
Okay, those are some really compelling examples.
Yeah.
It seems like the key is to embrace this technology not as a threat, but as a tool
A tool
that can augment our abilities.
and open up new possibilities.
Okay, so we talked about work. What about our lives outside of work? How could these robots change our daily lives?
Well, imagine coming home to a perfectly tidy house.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Laundry folded dishes are washed.
Yep.
Dinner's prepped, all thanks to your trusty robot helper.
Sign me up.
Right.
Yeah.
It could free up so much of our time and energy.
To do fun things.
Right, to focus on the things that we enjoy, spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or just relaxing.
So it could fundamentally change how we think about chores and household management.
It could, and it's not just about convenience. These robots could also help people who need it most,
Okay.
like elderly individuals or people with disabilities.
Right.
Imagine a robot that can help someone get dressed or prepare meals or even just navigate their home.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So those are all the positives. Are there any downsides we should be thinking about?
absolutely. I mean, while the benefits are super exciting, we have to be mindful of the potential challenges too.
Like what?
Data privacy and security is going to be a big one.
Okay.
As these robots are collecting information about our homes and our habits, we need to make sure the data is protected
Right.
and used responsibly.
Yeah, we've seen with other technologies that data can be misused.
Right, so it's crucial to have safeguards in place right from the start.
Okay, and besides data privacy, are there any other things we should be considering?
Yeah, we also need to think about, like, unintended consequences.
Okay.
Like, as robots become more capable, we need to make sure that they're designed and used in a way that aligns with human values.
Ethics.
Ethics, exactly.
Okay, so it's not just about the technology itself, it's about the framework we build around it.
Exactly. We have to be proactive
Okay.
and address these challenges head on
Yeah,
rather than waiting for problems to come up.
that makes sense. Okay, so we talked about the potential benefits, the challenges, but there's this one question I can't get out of my head. Could this tech lead to a world where robots are so advanced
Right.
that we can't tell them apart from humans?
That's the question that's fascinated people for decades.
Yeah.
And is becoming more and more relevant as we develop AI like Pi Zero.
Are we talking about robots that can think and feel like humans?
Well, that depends on how you define think and feel.
Right.
I mean, we're still so far away from understanding human consciousness.
Yeah.
So replicating that in a machine is a monumental task.
So we might not have robots passing the Turing test anytime soon.
What? That line between human and machine is definitely becoming blurrier.
It is, and that brings up a whole bunch of ethical and philosophical questions. Like, what does it mean to be human in a world where machines are so capable?
Yeah.
How do we define the relationship between humans and robots as they become more integrated into our lives?
Those are some pretty big questions.
They are, but they're questions we need to start thinking about now. Today, as we lay the foundation for this future.
I agree. It's not just about the technology, but about the kind of future we want.
Right, and it's a future we all have a stake in shaping.
This has been an incredible conversation.
Yeah.
Exploring all the implications of general-purpose AI.
It really is transformative.
We've talked about how robots could change how we work, how we live, even how we define ourselves as humans.
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah, and I think as we move forward, it's really important that we approach this tech with both excitement and caution,
Right.
ensuring that it's used to create a future that benefits all of humanity.
In the final part of our deep dive, we'll bring this all together, considering all the ethical and societal considerations we need to address to ensure a future where robots and humans can thrive together.
Up to be good.
So stay with us. Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been exploring the world of general-purpose AI for robots.
It's amazing how fast this field is moving.
Yeah, from robots that can fold laundry to the potential for AGI, it's been pretty mind-blowing.
Absolutely.
But now I want to talk about the big question. Like, what do we as a society need to do to make sure this technology is used responsibly?
That's the key thing, isn't it? We've seen with other powerful technologies that we need to be really thoughtful about their development and deployment.
So where do we even begin?
Well, I think one critical aspect is establishing clear ethical guidelines for how these robots are developed and used.
So what does that look like?
Well, it includes things like transparency in how these systems are designed and trained, addressing potential biases in algorithms.
Right. Yeah, because we don't want robots to be biased.
We don't.
Yeah.
And establishing clear accountability for, when things go wrong.
Right, because things will inevitably go wrong.
Exactly.
So transparency, fairness, accountability.
Those are great guiding principles.
Yeah, but how do we actually put those into practice?
Well, it requires a multi-pronged approach.
Oh?
We need collaboration between researchers, policymakers, industry leaders,
And the public.
to create a framework that governs this technology.
Okay.
And I think investing in education and public awareness is huge.
So people understand what's at stake.
Exactly. People need to understand both the benefits and the risks of AI.
It's not just about the technical stuff.
Oh, it's not?
It's about having a real conversation as a society.
A societal conversation.
About how this technology fits into our lives.
Exactly. And it's a conversation we need to have now.
Yeah, because this stuff is moving so fast.
It is evolving rapidly.
And we need to be prepared.
Absolutely. The decisions we make today will shape the future.
Okay, so let's talk about that future. How do we prepare for a world where robots are everywhere?
It's a big question.
Yeah. What skills will people need to thrive?
Well, I think education is going to be key.
Okay.
We need to prepare future generations with the skills they'll need to work alongside these intelligent machines.
So what kind of skills are we talking about?
Things like critical thinking, problem-solving, creativity, and adaptability.
So not just technical skills.
No, it's about fostering those uniquely human qualities.
That will be even more valuable.
Right, because robots can handle a lot of those routine tasks.
Yeah.
But it's those human skills our ability to think critically, to connect with others,
To be creator.
to imagine and create new things.
Those are the things that will set us apart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those are the skills that will allow us to thrive in this future where humans and machines work together.
Okay, so it's not about being replaced by robots.
No.
It's about evolving alongside them.
Finding new ways to work together.
I like that.
Yeah,
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive
it really has.
into the world of general-purpose AI for robots.
From the technical details
Yeah.
to the bigger societal implications.
We've covered a lot.
We have.
And I think the biggest takeaway for me is that the future of this technology, it's not set in stone.
No, it's not.
It's something that we all have a role in shaping.
Through the choices we make.
And the conversations we have.
Exactly.
So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep questioning.
I love that.
And that's it for the deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This was great.